Thank you very much.
Cabo. I only do Yoruba, so I say Cabo.
Oh, Cabo. Thank you.
I'm sort of a Yoruba then.
Yes, much.
Joy in my heart, I pray. Keep me joy in my heart, keep me praising. Keep me praising till the end of day. Sing.
Good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon to welcome you. It is my great honour on behalf of Sister Mary Crowley and all of the OLA sisters, not only here in Ireland, but in Nigeria and throughout the world, to honour today His Royal Highness, the 14th Fulani Emir of Kano, past pupil of OLA, Sister Catherine Devan's prize student. I didn't go to Mrs. Google at all. I just walked the street and met the people who know him. And I am so honoured to have the honour today of welcoming you here and Sufa, and it is my joy. A very honourable man. There's no need to wait until we die to say the wonderful things about the people that we know and that have built a better world and made a difference in our world. And then today I just scribbled a few of the thoughts that came to my head about him. He's passionate about unity. He gives advice even sometimes when it is not so accepted, but is much appreciated. He is fearless, he's courageous, he's modern, he has concern for children, especially of northern Nigeria, which is really my second home. Mama Africa speaks today to welcome His Royal Highness Sanusi. You are courageous, you're ready to speak to anybody. Even when our church was burned in Madala, outside of Suleja, you gave the generous gift of 50 million to repair it. So we are building a better world together. You are making a difference. And it's my great honor to welcome you here among us today. But we also appreciate the long journey you have taken to come here to remember Sister Catherine Devan. Very gracious woman, a woman of peace, a peace-loving woman, a woman for interreligious dialogue, that you yourself have written and spoken about her. So in remembering her, you also remember all our sisters and all our missionaries who left their homes and traversed your land and loved your people and fell in love with your people and built a better world. So we are really delighted to welcome you here today. And of course, you know, we must face life as it comes to us with the good and the bad. Nigeria is for most of us here a second home, but also we hold your people in our heart. And sometimes we are saddened at the country, how sometimes it is going and has gone. And because you are who you are and what we have learned to know about you, our hopes are in you, that you will help the young people of Nigeria today and of West Africa to build a better world and to restore the values of the missioners and restore peace, unity and tolerance in your country. And that we may all live together as one people. Allah Akbar, Allah al-Wahid, Allah al-Kabir. God is great, God is wonderful, God is with us. You are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I speak now?
Proud of Fulani sitting.
Do I speak now?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Let me begin by saying how deeply honored I am to have been received at the OLA convent. And I know it's probably strange for many people seeing a Muslim emir and a Khalifa of Tijaniya in a Catholic convent. But I always say that I remain grateful to God for the opportunities I had. And I remain thankful for the influence of the Catholic Church and the years I spent in St. Anne's as a very young boy. Just a small story, when my father first decided that I would go to St. Anne's in Kaduna, and of course my father being a crown prince of Kano and then a diplomat, my mother actually wrote him a letter of protest. And her fear was that I would go to a school where I'd be forcefully converted to another religion. And she wanted it on record that if that happened, it was his responsibility and not hers. I went to St. Anne's, and no one tried to convert me. In fact, we were woken up by the matrons to pray, and during Ramadan, we were given food at the right times. But it was an experience that shaped my worldview for a very long time. Being in that environment, and then later with the arrival of Sister Catherine, whom we used to call Sister Shuru in Hausa. For those that Shuru means quiet. She was a quiet one because she came with, there was a Sister Anne at that time. And Sister Anne was a disciplinarian, and she would always call you out for doing wrong things. And when she was giving her speech, she would be saying, mm-hmm. So we had a Sister mm-hmm and a Sister Shuru. And I had only 1 year with Sister Catherine. It was 1971 to 72. So it was at the beginning of her stay in Kaduna. But all my mates and those who came after, and I'm sure you've seen many of them, have special memories of Sister Catherine. And each one seems to have had a special instance that he remembers of love. And for me, what I remember most was the time I caught malaria. And I was in the dormitory, I had a high temperature, I was sick, and she actually came in. Not only did she come in, she actually carried me up in her arms and made sure I was taken to the hospital and treated. When you're at that age and you're shown so much love, you never forget it. Because this is the kind of thing one expected from one's own mother. And I grew up knowing how you have good people everywhere. I grew up knowing how, in terms of values, in terms of direction, in terms of how to live, there's really no difference across our faiths if we only try to live by those values. And I've grown up seeing, unfortunately, a country that is divided by people who have not had the benefit of knowing each other across religious divides, knowing that there are good people and wonderful people of all faiths, and knowing that love and collaboration would be the best way to move this country forward rather than hate and enmity. And I've devoted all my life to that, most of it, basically those values that we learned in St. Anne's. I always talk about St. Anne's about the values we were taught, about honesty, about also a Spartan life. As you know, the food compared to capital school was horrible for us. But we were taught that the material things in this world are not the most important thing. These possessions come and go. The world itself is transient. At the end of the day, it's about service. In 2021, I was in Paris when I was called and told of the passing of the late sister. I was actually walking in Paris, and I wanted to come. Then discovered I needed a special visa to come to Ireland. I couldn't come with the UK visa, I couldn't come with the Schengen visa. I didn't know that. So I didn't make it. And I said I would come and visit her, pay my respects, tell her how much I love her, and visit the sisters and thank all of you for what you've done and for the impact you've had on my life and the lives of so many others. It took me 3 years. I blame the Irish embassy. They hold your passport for 6 weeks before they give you a visa. And because I travel a lot, it's been very difficult to find 6 weeks in one place until this year. But it was always in my mind. And I'm thankful to God that I've had the opportunity to come. And I do hope this will be the first of several visits. And I do hope that we'll be able to keep in touch again after this. But I basically just came to say thank you very much, to tell you that I'm one of the products of your work. And of course, in my life, I've went on to King's College. I've been the CEO of a bank. I've been the governor of the central bank, an Emir, and so on. And this is all thanks to the foundation that we had in the school that you set, because without a foundation, I couldn't have gotten into those places. So you played a very important role in my life, a foundational role, and I thank you for it. And we pray for Sister Catherine and for intercession and for all the sisters that have passed. And I'm very honored, very, very honored to be here, and very, very pleased to be here, more than I can express and more than you can imagine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Sanusi, the 14th Emir of Kano in northern Nigeria and Khalifa of Tijani Order. In 1970, at the age of 8, I was enrolled at the St. Anne's Primary School, Kakuri, Kaduna, which was one of the schools set up by the OLA sisters. And in 1971, Sister Catherine Devan came in as our headmistress. The reason I'm here is to pay my respects to her. She was a kind, tender, loving, caring headmistress. She had a great impact and influence on my life. She showed us love, but she also taught us the importance of tolerance and open-mindedness. As a Muslim boy who benefited from that love, I felt I owed it a duty to come to her, to pray for her, and to visit her. I had wanted to meet her in person before she passed, and fortunately I was not able to. So it is for me an opportunity to come and thank the OLA sisters, to let them know how much their work has impacted on people like me. From St. Anne's, I went on to King's College University. I ended up as a CEO of the largest bank in the country, as a governor of central bank, as Emir of one of the largest emirates. And I have carried that influence throughout my life and the values that were taught in that Catholic school. Yes, I was in France when I was told about her passing and the funeral. and I had planned to come. At the last minute, I realized that I needed a special visa to come to Ireland. I couldn't come in with a UK visa, and I couldn't come in with a Schengen visa. So I promised Sister Kathleen that I would come after that to visit her grave. And it's taken 3 years, largely because the Irish embassy requires you to keep your passport at the embassy for 6 weeks. And I haven't really had that opportunity until recently. So the moment I got the visa, I decided to come and fulfill that promise.
We ask you, Lord, to be with him, bless him. May Allah keep him safe. He too and his family and his children may grow up to build a better world, a better tomorrow, to make a difference, all for the glory of the honor of God. God is great, Allah Akbar, Allah Ibrahim, Allah Ibrahim. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. We too can make our lives sublime, departing, leave behind us footprints of the sands of time. So I think she left footprints of the sands of time.
She did.